grab a coffee so we can put this tree together. It's one of my favorites every year. It's fun, it's whimsical. Let's spend some time together. I feel like Christmas trees we either get stressed about and feel like we don't want to put them up and put it off, or we get super excited and put them up early. I am the latter. I love putting them up early. I get excited for them, and I love getting some of my favorite things out and putting them on the tree again. So I'm gonna give you kind of an insight into my thought process, how I do this. All of my favorite things that I pretty much use year to year, and I'm getting them out again. Sometimes I use them in different ways, or sometimes I don't use everything. Sometimes I add one or two things, but the thing is, I don't get all new every year. I don't wanna get all new, I wanna use them. So I'm drinking coffee, because you guys are just in my family room with me, decorating one of my favorite trees. So this is a very whimsical tree. I think it has nods to things I really enjoy, which is what a tree should do. Your home should express you. So what we have here are an assortment of a lot of ornaments. It is a lot of mushroom ornaments, which if you know me, you know I love antique mushroom ornaments, which most of my antique ones I keep upstairs. But a lot of these are newer, some of these are vintage. It's a mixture, some of them are very woodland-like. And when they're sitting here, you may think, they don't quite all go together, but once they're on the tree, I think it really does pull it together. And so the one thing you're gonna notice too, if you happen to order my holiday guide, it has this tree on the cover. Now, if you didn't get this was just a pre-order, so you had to pre-order it in order to be able to order a hard copy. Those were getting printed, but the digital edition is still on my website. So if you wanna know what that is, what this is all about, all the recipes that are in there, it's on my website and you can get a digital copy anytime. So that may look familiar to you, and that's good. I want my trees to look familiar year to year because that's what I think is important to understand, is we don't have to get all brand new. So what I usually like to think when I start with a tree is, what are my biggest items that I want pushed into the tree? So this was a pre-lit tree. The lights went out. I cut them off a few years ago, put my own lights on it. I don't always get super expensive trees. It just depends. I get trees that I like. This was from Lowe's, and it has lights now that I put on it, and I put it in a big vintage wash tub because the tree stand just happens to fit perfectly within this wash tub. And I really like the rustic look. It has a farm type quality to it. It covers the base of the tree, so if there's presents or if there aren't, it looks good either way. So I'm gonna start with some of my larger things, which, guess what they are? They're big, large mushrooms. And why I'm starting with the largest item is because these are what I fill in big gaps with. So I push them back into the tree and I hang them on the branch. So the thing is, anytime you hang an ornament, and I'm gonna talk about this a lot, you don't want it to be crooked and not sit level. You don't want it to look like it's hitting a branch awkwardly. You want it to act like it actually should look if it was truly, this sounds stupid, but truly in nature. So a mushroom should be upright. It can be resting on a branch, but you don't want it to sit askew then. So those little things, it sounds stupid, but those are the things that are your eye will notice if they aren't right. If your ornaments aren't sitting right, and yeah, I'm gonna admit, I get this from my grandma. My grandma Conrad, my mom's mom, was super picky on her tree. She would spend like a whole week slowly putting it up and making sure each ornament sat correctly. And she just put all her favorite things on it. And that was the perfect tree for grandma. It had ornaments on it. It had little miniature, sometimes like bears or different things she loved. And she had each one placed exactly right. And that's what we loved. So I'm gonna put on all these big ones. Then we're gonna move on to the next biggest ornaments to kind of that will tie it all together. So I put on all of the large mushrooms, and now I'm filling in with some of just the sphere bauble type ornaments. Now, these are the ones that to me tie the whole tree together. Since we have so many unique different types of colors and shapes on the mushrooms, these are kind of the more normal. Now, the colors aren't necessarily normal. They're kind of a primary, but more of a retro primary grouping of colors with like a deeper wine, some yellow, some different greens. But they really, to me, together kind of just pull the tree together and kind of hint to that old style, traditional more ornament. And I think that's, to me, what's key. I mean, honestly, while I'm giving these like little notes and thoughts about what I think about, it also is just like what works for you. And that's the beauty of it. Now, usually when I have a heavy, some type of garland that maybe has metal on it or is very cumbersome, I actually put that on first because it fills in gaps and you manipulate it around. Beaded, fine garlands you put on at the end so they drape correctly and all of that. This is a felt, kind of just like these little puffball garlands. I think they're really fun. And you can tell that the whole thing of this tree is a whimsical tree. And the reason I'm putting the garland on now instead of at the very end, I'm gonna put a lot of these more delicate mushrooms out towards the tip of the branches. So I want the garland to go on before that, so I'm not knocking around all those. And you can see this garland, what's so nice is it's super easy to manipulate on and just kind of work into it. Now, again, it's a felt garland, so, or not felt, but fabric cotton garland. And so it's very forgiving. It also, you don't have to worry about it clanging on things, but I think it kind of adds to the whimsy of it too. There's almost this childlike idea to this tree. You're gonna find I'm someone that almost likes to have a theme for each tree. This one I feel like is like the idea of a fantasy of what as a child you think is the perfect tree. Whimsy, unique things, lots of color, and so that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna space these garlands out, and then I'm gonna move on to some of the fun mushrooms, because I have the most of all the different types of mushrooms. I know it's easy on a video to kind of fast forward and not really see all the inner workings of a tree and what happens, but if you notice, I only had 4 of these 5-foot garlands. And what that meant was I usually like to have an odd number and have 5 of them, but also the tree keeps getting narrower, so you don't need as much of one as you work up the tree. So this top one, what I do, and this only works if a tree goes against a wall where no one's gonna see it, but I take the excess of that garland, I wrap it back around towards the front, and I put a little bit just at the top of a tree. And so then it looks like you evenly have the right amount of garland, and no one is gonna come over against the wall towards the back and see that this top garland is all one piece. They just think it looks evenly spaced. So that's how I kind of trick. One, it saves money because you don't need to buy a whole nother garland. I've done that before and you cut it and there's really no point. This, you can then that way make it look like you have just the right amount. That's me personally, that's what I do because it just makes sense. So now we're gonna start putting on the next of what we have the most of, which is, guess what, mushrooms. And yes, these are all a mix. They're from different places. Some of them, there's so many places online to find neat ones. And a lot of these are from factories that have made ornaments for years and they still make them in old molds, which is fun, thus the mushrooms. So you can find a lot of unique ones. And again, obviously not everyone, mushrooms aren't for everyone. I don't know why I love them, but I recently did read, I will say, because someone was asking me, why do you love mushrooms? I have no idea. We did not have mushrooms growing up on our tree. Like, I didn't even know they existed as an ornament. But it is an old ornament. You can find antique ones. And a lot of people historically thought they meant, you know, good cheer, they meant good fortune for the coming year and good luck. And so all of those things to me are a great reason to love something. But I think it started that I found one in an antique store once, an actual old one. And that made me just all at once be invigorated to think, I want mushrooms. And now you see them everywhere because now they're trendy for some reason. I don't think I started the trend, but I'll say I did, but I didn't. I know I didn't. So I'm gonna start putting all these mushrooms on, and you can see what we're really doing is working from the inside of the tree to the outside. I do think of a tree like that. I think that's kind of how I've just began to make sense of it, because then you're not fighting to go back into the tree. You have your bigger things on the inside, you're working out, and the thing is you have the least amount of usually your smaller items or the more expensive items, and that's what you put on the outside, right in front and center, so you see what you have, and we're kind of showing those off. So I'm gonna put on all these, and yes, while I put these on, I make sure to stick with one ornament at a time. So I have probably like 6 or 8 of this color. I'm gonna put them all on. That helps me evenly space them as I'm doing it, and then move on to the next color and the next color, so I evenly space the whole time. I don't wanna get done and have a cluster of 3 of these hanging right here. Your eye then will be drawn to it. If you have a guest over and they walk in the door, they're gonna see, I know, what problems we could have if a guest would notice 3 ornaments together, but these little things are what I have fun with when I do a tree. You have to make fun of it, you have to have coffee, you have to just think about things, because then there's no stress, it's just fun. So now I have on all the mushrooms, and I also just put on these little wicker bells. Usually I would put these on a little bit earlier, but you know what? They were sitting there on a place I didn't see. And so I like them actually sitting out where you can see them. I don't want them in too deep. What I like about them is it kind of brings in some of the natural elements of different types of mushrooms that I have on here. Some of them look really kind of rustic and old, or a little bit more nature inspired, and that's kind of what these bells pull together. And it's nice to have some bigger elements on a tree. I think if everything's too small or everything's too big, it kind of is a little bit awkward. So having various sizes with big mushrooms, big bells, but then also small, it just kind of works together. Now what I'm gonna do is put on the non-mushroom things, which is a conglomeration here. I have some putz houses. Now, these are all new reproduction putz houses made into ornaments, which I love these. Now, if you wonder what I mean by reproduction, these are brand new, modern style. These are antique putz houses that I collect. These I don't put on trees, but you can see how similar, and they kind of took elements of these vintage ones and made new ones. I like both new, I like both old. It just kind of depends what fits you. Sometimes with my antique items, I keep them more in areas where they're not gonna get brushed on, or if kids are over, they're not gonna get pulled on or anything. So I'll put those in different areas, but then I'll put ones like this on the tree. And then I also, in other years, what I've done, I've taken what are terrariums. These are for like air plants, and I'll make little scenes with putz houses in them. You can just kind of put these right inside with some snow, and you could hang this on a tree. It takes up a lot of space if you have big gaps. It really is just different things, but this year I don't need any of those, so I'm not gonna do that actually. I like it, I just don't need to do that this year. And now this house is gonna be forever cemented in this ball as I'm on camera. So we're gonna take that out here in a little bit. But guys, that's the idea of it. It's in the ball. You know, if these came out perfectly every time, they wouldn't be fun, these videos. So that's the point. I also have these animals. They're from a fair trade store. I love them because they're just made with newspaper. They're made overseas and then they were marketed in a fair trade store, and I just think they're really fun. Again, what they do is with the mushrooms, they add that element of whimsy. So I like that, and I like that they're a little bit bigger and they can kind of just sit on the outside, and you can see how they can be jumping around the tree. I know, I sound so stupid to say they're jumping around the tree, but that's the fun part, to make these little images in your head, to make these stories in your head and make it make sense. So what I'm gonna do is start placing these all around the tree at different places, wopsy-turvy, back and forth, whatever they are. And then we're gonna put on the houses. We're gonna finish up with a star on top. It's just kind of fun. You know, you have to have fun with it. You have to use things you love. What I love is when my nieces and nephew come over, they just always are drawn to this tree. It could be because I put their gifts under this tree. That could be one reason, but I'm gonna say the tree draws them in. I finished all the interesting, random, fun, whimsical ornaments with the houses. There's little candy cane sticks, all the little animals. And then some of these are gifts from people. So I've had some wonderful gifts of mushroom ornaments, and though there's one clip on here, I still like it because it just goes in with the mushrooms. Trees really should tell a story over time. They should, you know, kind of explain what you love, things that are exciting to you, things that just like maybe draw a memory that are really fun and good. So I have a vintage star that I put on top. I should be saying that as I'm doing this. And the thing is, I like the patina on it, and that's why I use a vintage one. It's not perfect, but that's kind of the fun of it to me. And you're gonna see here what I do. I manipulate branches around to make sure it holds straight. And that is another reason that I don't have a real tree, because I know that's gonna be a question. A lot of people always say, I can't believe you don't have a real tree. I didn't grow up with real trees, so I guess you kind of have what you're used to, which for me is a faux tree. It's also, I'm putting this up early, one, so I can film it. Two, I say that because that's an excuse. I really just want to put up my tree early. Every year I'm going to do that. And this way you don't have to water them or anything. And I keep them for a long time. So I love real trees, nothing against them. I just have never been used to them, so that's not what I do. But this is now pretty much done. Now I'm going to be honest about something. I keep messing with the tree pretty much until I take it down. So every day I might come over, move something, change something, add something, depending what it is. And from then on, the tree is always kind of evolving. And that's the point year to year. These trees evolve. Next year, I might have a new few ornaments to put on it, take off a few for the next year, and so on and so forth. So slowly over time, they just evolve and change with you as you change. And I think that's the beauty of it. So what do I hope you gain from this? We're not all gonna have the same tree. Just like, guess what? We're not all the same person, and that's the best part. Trees show our personality, and they're a way to express it. What I do hope you gain are maybe a few tips, starting from the inside out, starting with maybe your biggest ornaments, and then working down to the ones you have the least amount of so you can put them on the outside. Maybe putting your garland on at different times depending what type of garland you have, because that can make a difference. All those things really can help, even if it's just having your ornaments hang so they hang correctly or sit correctly on a branch. They just look more pleasing and they're gonna be more comfortable. Have fun with Christmas. Enjoy Christmas, be excited about Christmas, spark that joy in your head that you had as a child. That's what I get excited for every year, is that spark, that joy, and the lights. As always, share these videos around because yeah, it helps me, but it helps everyone else see if I can do things, anybody can do this. Check my website, wiseguide.com. Not necessarily for tree tips, but for all the recipes you need for the holidays and beyond. Until then, have some fun. That's the point.